We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty interesting. You've sent us, a whole bunch of search queries, all focused on the Masters 2025. It's kind of like getting a peek inside the collective mind of golf fans, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really is. And our job, I suppose, is to unpack these questions and figure out what the big themes are.
Yeah, what are the burning curiosities around this legendary tournament? Give everyone listening the sort of inside track on what people are actually thinking.
That's right. It's fascinating how these, seemingly simple searches, they actually build up a pretty coherent picture. Tells you what really matters to people following the Masters.
You can learn a lot just by looking at what they're asking.
A surprising amount, yeah, about the whole fan experience.
Okay, so let's dive in then. Unpack this. One thing, it just jumps out immediately.
What's that?
The sheer number of searches about when everything's happening. You know, what time does the Masters start? When does the Masters end?
Right, the basic schedule.
Yeah,
Right.
but even really specific stuff like Masters tee times today, or what time is the Masters on TV today? It's clear that just knowing the schedule, it's a huge priority.
And what's interesting there is how it blends, like looking ahead, the anticipation, with that real-time need.
Oh, definitely. All those today searches.
Yeah, they tell us people are actively looking while it's happening, you know? It really highlights that immediacy of live sports.
Sure.
Plus, the ones about TV coverage, start times.
Yeah.
It shows that, traditional TV is still pretty key for a lot of folks tuning in.
Still a major player.
Which kind of raises the question, doesn't it? With all the time zones, different viewing habits, how do fans actually plan their Masters viewing?
Exactly. And, that leads us perfectly into the next big thing we saw.
Which is
how to watch. The number of searches like where to watch the Masters, watch the Masters, Masters streaming.
The platforms.
And specific channels, too. What channel is the Masters on? Golf Channel, CB's Masters coverage. It's really telling.
Yeah, people want all the options laid out, don't they? TV, streaming, maybe something else. They just want to catch the action.
It really underscores how much the media landscape has changed.
Totally. It's not like the old days, just one channel, one way to watch.
Right.
Now you're navigating cable, satellite, all the different streaming services. They all have different deals, different access.
And that fragmentation probably drives a lot of these where to watch questions, right?
Yes.
People trying to make sure they don't miss out.
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so moving on from the logistics, then there's the actual competition.
Right, the golf itself.
We see lots of straightforward searches, Masters leaderboard 2025, Masters results, no big surprises there.
Nope. Everyone wants to know who's winning, what the scores are. That's fundamental.
The core of it.
It's the basic drama of sport, isn't it? That constant need for updates, the standings, who's up, who's down.
But, okay, this is where I think it gets really interesting. Looking at which players people are searching for.
Ah, the specific golfers.
Yeah. Tiger Woods, the name pops up, and the direct question. Is Tiger Woods playing in the 2025 Masters?
Still. It's remarkable, isn't it? The level of interest.
It really is. Even with, such a stacked field, so much young talent.
His presence, or even just the possibility of his presence, it's still a massive storyline.
Makes you think about narrative, legacy in sports.
Absolutely. It's not just about who's playing well right now. It's the history, the iconic moments tied to certain people.
And Tiger's not the only one driving that kind of interest. Rory McIlroy is another huge focus.
Oh, yeah. Rory's always big.
We're seeing tons of searches for Rory tee time. When does Rory tee off today? Even how to watch Rory McIlroy today.
There's clearly a massive fan base just zeroed in on him. Eager to follow his progress.
His consistency, playing at such a high level for so long.
It makes him a perennial figure of interest, yeah. And those searches, they suggest fans aren't just passively curious when he plays. They're actively planning their day around his rounds.
Just in their viewing schedule around him.
Yeah, it shows the personal connection fans feel.
Then there's Bryson DeChambeau. He generates quite a bit of curiosity, too.
What are people asking about him?
Questions like, has Bryson DeChambeau won the Masters? Bryson DeChambeau Masters, and obviously, when does Bryson DeChambeau tee off?
Right. So interest in his history at Augusta and his current schedule.
seems like it.
Well, his, let's say, unique approach to the game plus winning another major, that probably contributes. There's often a story around him.
Makes him one to watch for many people.
Definitely.
And it's not just those, sort of household names either.
No.
No, we're seeing a good number of searches for other players, too. Let's see. Justin Rose, Tommy Fleetwood, Aberg, Will Zalatoris.
Okay, yeah.
Bhatia, Jonathan Vegas, obviously Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Russell Henley. It shows pretty broad engagement, really.
That's good to see. While the superstars naturally get a lot of the limelight.
Right.
There is still a dedicated audience following a wider range of players.
Yeah.
Maybe looking for dark horses or just rooting for their personal favorites.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Beyond just who's playing and when, people also have questions about the tournament itself, the format.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah, like how many rounds is the Masters and how many make the cut at the Masters?
Basic structure questions.
Exactly. Things that people maybe aren't sure about if they don't follow golf week in, week out.
Right. And those queries suggest the audience isn't just, hardcore golf fans. There's a broader group watching who need those fundamentals explained.
Which you need to really appreciate the competition, the stakes.
Absolutely.
We also saw searches for Masters featured groups for Thursday and Friday.
Okay, that's interesting. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells us people are looking for curated viewing experiences, maybe seeking recommendations on interesting pairings to follow.
That makes sense. It's an efficient way to watch, isn't it? With so much happening at once. Featured groups give you a focus.
A guided tour, almost.
Sort of, yeah.
And, of course, we can't forget the place itself, Augusta.
Iconic.
Searches for 18th hole Augusta, and even just, where is the Masters played? Which, is Augusta. It highlights how significant the venue is.
Oh, completely. Augusta National is just so tied to the identity of the Masters. Its character, the history, those famous holes.
Yeah.
It's all part of the magic.
Part of the brand.
Yeah.
Interestingly, just a small thing, we even saw a few searches for Masters 2024.
Oh, last year.
Yeah, tiny number compared to 2025, but maybe someone looking for old results or just, a typo?
Could be. It's a good reminder that search data isn't always perfect, but yeah, the overwhelming focus is definitely on 2025, no doubt there.
Okay, so finally, let's loop back to the schedule and coverage stuff because the volume of searches there is just huge.
Right. We touched on it, but there's more depth there.
Oh, yeah. Everything from the general Masters schedule and Masters coverage to super specific things like when does Masters coverage start, Masters TV coverage today, Masters on TV Saturday, even Masters radio coverage. It's like people want the complete encyclopedic picture of how and when they can follow this thing.
Across every possible platform.
Exactly. TV, streaming, radio.
Wow. That really shows the dedication, doesn't it? They want to meticulously plan how they're going to watch or listen.
Oh, stone unturned.
Knowing exactly when and where, whether they're glued to the TV, streaming on a tablet, maybe even catching updates on the radio. The level of detail is pretty remarkable.
And all those tea time searches we mentioned earlier, broken down by day, round 3, Saturday, Sunday.
Right, the specific timings.
And even specific players again. Rory tea time, Bryson DeChambeau tea time, Scotty Scheffler tea time, Masters pairing Saturday, Masters pairing Sunday.
It really emphasizes that desire for granular control over how they follow the tournament. They want to know exactly when their guy is on the tee.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We've waded through all these searches. What are the main takeaways? What are the key insights from this deep dive?
Well, I think it boils down to a few core needs, really. First, just the critical importance of having precise, up-to-the-minute timing information. When does it start? When are people playing?
The when, got it.
Second, a huge desire for comprehensive, easy-to-find viewing options. How do I watch this wherever I am, whatever I'm using?
And how and where.
Exactly. Third, that strong interest in specific star players, your Tigers, your Rorys, but also, alongside that, a broader curiosity about the whole field.
The who.
Yeah. And finally, a need to understand the basics, the fundamental structure, the flow of the tournament itself, how many rounds, the cut, that kind of thing.
The what's, when, where, how, who, what. Simple questions driving it all.
Pretty much sums it up, yeah. It's a blend of immediate needs, what's happening today, with that forward-looking excitement for the event itself.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you listening? Maybe think about this. Out of everything we've talked about, the thrill of the live action, following specific players you care about, just understanding the tournament's rhythm and history, which of those bits resonates most with you? These seemingly simple search terms, they really do reflect all the different ways we connect with and experience a huge sporting event like the Masters.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating snapshot, isn't it? Shows the collective buzz, the enthusiasm around, well, a tradition unlike any other, gives you something to think about next time you search for something online.